Three carriages traverse a narrow road, engulfed by a dense, dark wood, carrying Bruno and his passengers, including a group of adventurers called Counter Arrow. The land is the Wyrm's Whiskers, a forest separating the Kingdom of Azura's northern territories from its upper jaw. This area was recently inhabited by monsters, but the lands have been relatively calmer due to systematic clearing efforts. In the middle carriage is Rudeus Greyrat, slumped in a corner with a gloomy expression. As he listens to the rhythmic sway of the carriage, his thoughts drift to an overwhelming despair, a lingering guilt that weighs heavily on his mind. Rudeus silently berates himself, echoing the words, "Everything's meaningless. Why am I even alive?" Traveling with him are the adventurers from Counter Arrow, including Suzanne, a cheerful protector, and Sarah, a red-headed swordswoman. Despite Sarah's light-hearted attempts to engage with him, Rudeus remains absorbed in his sorrow, isolating himself with his thoughts. Suzanne persists with questions, hoping to draw Rudeus into conversation about his journey north and his intentions in the northern territories. Rudeus finally answers with a blunt acknowledgement, "I guess I'm going to look for my mother, Zenith." His quest to find Zenith, lost after a catastrophic incident, drives him forward. Suzanne mentions the magic nations, Renoa, Neres, and Basharant, each a beacon of magical learning and implements, promising a potential new home for adventurers out of jobs. This seems to be Rudeus's destination. Rudeus arrives in the bustling city of Rosenberg, marked by its commerce and positioned as a gateway to the northern territories. He finds accommodation at an inn called the Round Shield, reflecting on the cost compared to his dwindling finances. Settling into his room, he allows himself a moment to gaze outside, the beauty of nature weaving briefly into his heavy heart. As he attempts to focus on why he is there, Rudeus battles a relentless wave of memories with Eris, a woman from his past. Despite the pain, he resolves, "I'd come to look for my mother, Zenith Greyrat. I certainly hadn't set off on this journey to distract myself from a painful breakup or anything." Reflecting on his mission, Rudeus feels overwhelmed by the enormity of tracking down a single person amidst the chaos. The idea of simply blending into the crowd to call out for Zenith seems ridiculous, yet he muses about the fame required to even begin such an absurd task. Knowing she could be anywhere, so many scenarios play out in his head. Rudeus continues to struggle with the idea of finding his mother amidst his self-doubt and exhaustion. Each night brings little rest, each day a trial, yet he drags himself to the Adventurers Guild in Rosenberg, where his presence is met with curious eyes and whispers. Among the murmurs, Rudeus is drawn to a job posting for a dangerous quest, an expedition against luster grizzlies. Despite his lack of enthusiasm, he accepts Suzanne's and her party's proposal to join them. Her keen eye spots the sorrow behind his facade, advising him to work together, stating, "You don't look like someone who doesn't care if he lives or dies." In this moment of reluctantly found camaraderie, Rudeus agrees to join Counter Arrow's ranks, knowing he must let his story unfold. He shares his personal quest, downplaying it beside theirs, seeking only to make a name for himself. Together, they set off to face formidable challenges in an unforgiving, desolate land. The party consists of seasoned adventurers, including Suzanne, the cheerful leader, and Sarah, who remains skeptical and slightly aloof towards Rudeus. Despite their differences, they form a battle-hardened group, tracking through icy trails on their way toward the luster grizzly's den. As they prepare for their expedition, with each member introducing themselves, Rudeus reflects silently on the contrast between this organized group and his memories of past mishaps. This newfound team-up is both surreal and necessary. The air among them shifts, revealing undercurrents of tension, especially between Rudeus and Sarah, who questions him ceaselessly. However, Suzanne's nurturing nature provides a balance, easing the interactions. Together, they plot their journey, each of them carrying their burdens but moving forward to face the trials ahead. As Suzanne's reprimanding voice echoes through the early morning, Sarah finds herself distracted, her mood irritable. Growing up as an adventurer has taught her the difficult balance of intensity and camaraderie. Now, as they prepare for their upcoming mission, their minds are heavy with the reality of facing a formidable enemy. The day before had been taxing, and Suzanne, with a motherly kind of care, urges her to relax and not let irritation spoil their focus. Sarah, acknowledging the wisdom in her leader's words, allows herself a small smile, successfully chasing away her earlier frustrations. The camp sits bustling with the familiar bustle of preparations. There's tension, but it's layered with an undeniable air of camaraderie, a trust built through shared experiences and battles fought side by side. The invitation to relax doesn't mean they lower their guard. This is, after all, not just an ordinary mission. The threat posed by the Luster Grizzlies, known for their aggressive nature and surprising cunning, demands respect. Their plan must be precise and executed with perfection, especially considering the adventurers' fame as seasoned veterans. Sarah, Suzanne, and the others are well aware of the balance between strength in magic and strategic use of archery, the latter sometimes tedious in comparison but equally crucial. As they discuss strategies, Sarah knows the strengths of her team. Each has been working together long enough to understand their capabilities and weaknesses. This familiarity allows them to function as a cohesive unit, smoothly coordinating their efforts to enhance their effectiveness in confrontations. The group decides it's time to rest before what promises to be a grueling confrontation. After all, the Luster Grizzlies are a force not to be underestimated, especially during their anticipated strike at dawn. As night descends, there is no noise but the crackle of the fire and the occasional rustle from the surrounding forest. They maintain a state of calm readiness, aware of the dangers but confident in their resolve to face them. With the first light of dawn, they make their move. Climbing up the path to Lake Kukuru, the group approaches cautiously. They spot the grizzlies almost immediately, the beasts distinct against the backdrop of the shimmering lake. Conversation flows lightly among them, a testament to their confidence, but always underpinned by a vigilant awareness of the lurking threat. As they commence their strategy, Suzanne and Sarah observe carefully, tracking the movements and behaviors of the grizzlies. There's little margin for error. Any misstep could result in chaos. They know the perils that the grizzlies present, their ability to charge rapidly and cause overwhelming damage. Rudeus, seasoned and sharp-eyed, takes charge of casting strategic spells, placing a quagmire to impede the grizzlies' swift approach. True to form, the grizzlies engage aggressively, charging forward with stunning speed. Unperturbed, Timothy launches his fireballs, aiming true. The adrenaline surges through them, but there's no panic, just a quiet understanding that they must act with precision. Despite some fireballs missing amidst the chaos, their strategy unfolds smoothly, and they manage to incapacitate several of the attackers. Confidence builds as they successfully down half the grizzlies. However, victory's taste is premature. Unseen amidst the pandemonium, another group of grizzlies makes its presence known. Larger, intimidating, and more determined, they pose an unexpected threat, one the team is unprepared for. Realizing the gravity of the situation, Suzanne calls for a retreat. Her voice, usually steady and calm, carries a note of urgency. Fall back, she commands, urgency in her tone demanding immediate obedience. They cannot afford to face the larger group on their current reserves. Panic ripples through the group as they retreat, only slightly ahead of the pursuing grizzlies. Yet, in the heart of this chaos, it's not a sense of fear that grips Sarah, it's a startling realization of trust and mutual dependence. Her eyes meet Rudeus, and in that brief moment, both understand the unique bond formed in perilous times. As if recognizing this connection, Rudeus summons his remaining mana, preparing to unleash an immense wave of magic, a high-stake gamble necessitated by the critical predicament. With a powerful incantation, an Exodus flame incinerates the grizzlies bearing down upon their party, cutting through them amid a searing burst of ethereal fire. Silence follows the magic's brilliance, and once the echo of power disperses, they're left standing in a charred wasteland. There, amidst the remains of a harrowing battle, a sense of profound relief washes over them. With the immediate danger past, they gather their resources, allowing gratitude and admiration to intermingle. Suzanne, overcome with relief and newfound respect, thanks Rudeus sincerely. His unexpected competence has flipped perceptions. If it wasn't for you, we'd all be dead, she concedes, appreciating the layers of capability Rudeus possesses despite initially judging him based on appearances. Her face, awkward with suppressed emotion, marks a new chapter in their evolving relationship. Returning to Rosenberg, their arrival is marked by celebration and newfound camaraderie. Accepted by the bustling crew of adventurers, they revel in tales of the battle, laughter, and friendly banter. Rudeus, whose strategic prowess has impressed even the staunchest skeptics, finds himself enjoying the newfound acceptance of the guild. Later, alone in his rented room, Rudeus reflects deeply on the events. Drawing comfort from Rox's memento, he feels a surge of companionship and connection, even in solitude. The battle has reaffirmed his resolve to carry forward, leaving behind the haunting memories and focusing firmly on the road ahead. Sarah's thoughts mirror these sentiments. Her perception of Rudeus shifts from initial skepticism to reluctant admiration. Acknowledging her own misjudgments, she becomes acutely aware of her own emotions, both frustration and admiration intertwined. Yet, the trials have forged an understanding wrapped in respect. This newfound camaraderie and respect are the cornerstones of their growth as adventurers. Through danger, conflict, and shared experiences, they emerge stronger, driven by a shared commitment to the path they've chosen to walk together. The unexpected savior in Rudeus heralds not just their survival, but the beginnings of a burgeoning alliance forged in the crucible of shared adversities. As the group trudges through the treacherous paths towards the Galga ruins, the atmosphere is thick with anticipation. The ruins aren't a typical destination for adventurers due to the considerable danger they represent. Yet, Snow Drake scales, the treasure of this unpredictable journey, drive them forward. These scales, not only valuable due to their toughness, are also a worthy and challenging prize. Those willing to brave these ruins might walk away with a fortune. Counter Arrow, a proficient and diverse party, prepares meticulously as they embark on this adventure. Each member brings unique skills to the table, and though individually talented, their real strength lies in their unity. They've faced many challenges together, and confidence bolsters their readiness. However, the words, "Please, Rudeus, let's not screw this up in there, okay," echo a hint of apprehension amidst their bravado. Sarah, earnest and determined, often places undue pressure on herself. Her inexperience and hunger for victory sometimes cloud her judgment, leading to promising, "I'll do my best," even when judgment calls for caution. Her spirit, fierce yet endearing, leads to moments that lighten the foreboding journey. The walk leads them to a snowy expanse, where human footprints mark the path, a subtle reminder that they may not be alone. The entrance to Galgai ruins, like a fortress in the snow, looms ominously. Yet, even here, humor lightens their load. Sarah quips about getting lost because she's bad with directions, evoking a chuckle. Within the dimly lit cavern of the ruins, the group inches forward, the air heavy with anticipation. As they proceed, occasionally falling prey to the slick icy ground, their camaraderie grows palpable. Even amidst the silent stone walls, Rudeus's musings on Mimi's robust physique and Timothy's intellectual prowess bring smiles. Deeper into the ruins, the group stumbles upon an unnerving discovery, signs of an encampment long deserted but still evoking the presence of recent visitors. Mimi's story of growing up in Renoa and the bliss of finding peace in magic circles back to the fore, grounding Rudeus with a sense of shared heritage. The peace shatters with abrupt urgency as giant bats swoop down from the shadows. The sudden attack throws the team into combat mode. Yet, Timothy's quick thinking and magical prowess fight the bats off. Rudeus lets out a breath of relief as the threat subsides, stating, "Let's not fight too loudly in here, hey," reminding them of the lurking dangers. The magnitude of the ruins, with their towering structures that stab into the subterranean darkness, leaves the group in awe. Counter Arrow, fortified by their unity, pushes forward. Rudeus contemplates the architecture, its origins a blend of demonkind ingenuity and magic. Each echoing footstep whispers tales of a time when these halls teemed with demonic life. Tension rises once more as they encounter skeletons, undead remnants left to guard the ruins. The battle is swift but intense, each member working in sync to dismantle their fearsome foes. Divine magic, effective against the undead, becomes a beacon of hope. Timothy, aided by Patrice's stone magic, ensures victory, albeit leaving a chill in everyone's spine. Watching the shattered bones reform had been unsettling, forcing them to redouble their focus. The vast halls, beautiful but treacherous, lead them to a chamber lined with statues. Snow drake scales, littering the floor like fallen leaves, mark the drake's territory. Suzanne, the resolute vanguard, raises her voice to remind everyone, beyond this hall, would be stepping into the snow drake's territory, prompting swift and careful action. Finally, they reach a room complete with drake nests, their goal brimming with bounty. As they fill their bags, a wild cry erupts, scattering whatever calm they had. Snow drakes arrive in force, impending doom in clattering claws and chilling roars. The ensuing chaos presses them into action. Rudeus, with a mixture of magic and sheer will, manages to fend off the initial charge. His spells, varied and relentless, stall the beast's advance, offering his allies a chance to regroup. The thankful reprieve allows them to execute a strategic retreat, relying on unwavering teamwork. Incoming on the left, Mimi shouts, alerting everyone as more snow drakes crash into the hall, their numbers seemingly endless. But help arrives from unexpected corners. An adventuring group emerges, cutting through adversaries with practiced efficiency. Their leader, clad in dark blue, commands attention as they push back the drakes with an impressive show of force. The decisive intervention saves Counter Arrow from a dire situation. Grateful but exhausted, Timothy quickly explains their objective. But tension crackles as the leader of the new group, eye steely and voice firm, challenges them, "You got us caught up in this mess." Suzanne, poised and articulate, counters the accusation, clarifying they had no idea another party was working within. The misunderstanding lingers, but both parties know survival takes precedence over blame. As the dust settles from their furious escape, Rudeus reflects on what lies ahead. Even as they haul their hard-earned scales to safety, with nerves still taut from battle, he acknowledges the formidable power of alliances forged in the heat of adversity. Their aim was true, to identify opportunity amidst peril and to return, not just with scales, but with tales of unity and courage. The recently formed party arrives in Rosenberg, hoping to take on new challenges and make a name for themselves. They encounter a renowned S-ranked adventurer party known as Stepped Leader, led by the fierce Soldat Heckler. Tensions rise quickly as Soldat, known for his short temper, confronts them about handling a past mission. Rudeus, upon recognizing them, tries to navigate the delicate situation. Suzanne, a member of his party, has to intervene to calm things down. Soldat challenges Rudeus on their supposed encroachment into his S-ranked territory, but Rudeus defends their actions, explaining they didn't take on jobs beyond their capabilities. As they unwind in the Adventurers Guild, Timothy reassures them, acknowledging Soldat's reputation for being abrasive. Despite this, Suzanne and her group try to maintain diplomacy, realizing Stepped Leader's influence in Rosenberg. Later, the group discusses the Galgai ruins situation, which erupted into chaos due to rampaging snow drakes. Soldat's tale of survival becomes a focal point, his animated recounting highlighting his skills yet annoyance at forced collaboration with others. The story piques Rudeus's interest, yet also serves as a reminder of the brutality of adventurer life. After the guild meeting, Suzanne invites Rudeus to join them for drinks, a gesture of camaraderie. Rudeus, initially hesitant, decides to accompany them, breaking his usual solitary habits. At the bar, they toast to survival and reflect on their successful endeavors, yet unease lingers for Rudeus. During their gathering, Sarah expresses gratitude toward Rudeus, admitting his presence was reassuring during dire moments. Her admission surprises Rudeus, revealing a growing bond between them despite their previous lukewarm interactions. Amidst this, Soldat interrupts, launching into a drunken tirade aimed at Rudeus. His aggressive demeanor confuses Rudeus, who tries to maintain composure. Soldat's words, fueled by frustration and liquor, paint Rudeus as an irritant rather than the skilled magician he is. Rudeus, taken aback, decides to leave, not wanting to escalate the situation further. Later, back in his room, Suzanne reflects on her conflicting feelings toward Rudeus. She struggles to reconcile her disdain for nobility with her growing respect for his talents and integrity. Despite her initial annoyance, she admits to herself that Rudeus isn't the person she expected, realizing she appreciates having him in their group. With winter approaching, the adventurer life takes on a new rhythm. As snows blanket the region, Rudeus continues to embrace the quieter moments, choosing simpler jobs to support his party. He avoids Soldat, who seems to harbor lingering resentment, yet Rudeus remains focused on proving himself through hard work and grit. At the Adventurers Guild, a chance encounter with a child needing healing prompts Rudeus to act, showcasing his skills in a compassionate gesture. The child, initially frightened, is amazed by Rudeus's abilities, and the townspeople express their gratitude, recognizing the value of having such a magician in their midst. Feeling a sense of fulfillment, Rudeus returns to the guild, met with warm acknowledgement from his peers. This episode reinforces his purpose among the adventurers, subtly bridging the gap between his old life and this new reality. Amidst this, he spots familiar faces, Suzanne and her compatriots, who seem burdened with their own concerns. Rudeus teases them, lightening the mood, yet senses an undercurrent of tension. The bond between them, though unspoken, strengthens as they navigate the challenges of both their personal and adventuring lives. There's a story of growth amidst the trials of an unpredictable world. Timothy stares in disbelief as Suzanne delivers the grim news: they are dead. Rudeus nods, heart heavy with doubt and confusion. He needs to understand. Despite surviving the blizzard with adventurers, something eats at him. Suzanne explains, "The higher spearhead told us to retreat, so we did." Their voices hold the weight of regret, a group forced to abandon their comrades under harsh orders. Timothy grapples with guilt: "We ignored orders, but would have been wiped out." Rudeus understands their pain, regret looms heavily once decisions are made. Compassion drives Timothy's team to comfort him, though they too lost friends to the snowstorm. Rudeus, puzzled by the disappearance and the attack, needs remedies for his turmoil. He retrieves supplies, heading for Trier Forest on a mission. Arriving at the forest, a blizzard's fury meets him under a star-filled sky. As he faces an enormous icefall treant, Rudeus confronts memories of battles past, ice cracking ominously as a testament to nature's unpredictable wrath. The treant looms, attacking with branches wielding chunks of ice. Rudeus defends himself with magic, buying moments to think. Not fire or earth, but wind, magic's flexibility offers hope as he fights, seeking traces of Sarah. Fighting more than just a physical battle, Rudeus talks to himself: were they trapped in a blizzard like this? Thoughts of his own desolation, past failures, and Sarah's fate fuel his determination. In snow, he finds bones. Among remains, he discovers Sarah's earring, a sign she isn't far. The grim reality urges him on, knowing he must face truth even if it means finding a body. He seizes control with an elemental assault on the buffalo herd. With the creatures defeated, Rudeus gambles, digging through remains. Relief flows when he finds Sarah. Sihei wordlessly calls, "It's Rudeus." Weakened, she clings to life, leg broken and spirit unyielding. Her soft words speak of her separation from Timothy's group are blizzard, rocks, and buffalo nudged events like a trickster deity. Yet, through her brokenness, a strength refracts light. Patchwork healing promises her leg functionality, but Sarah realizes the futility of running earlier. Her gratitude is evident as they share smiles, moments of rare clarity amidst chaos. As dawn approaches, their journey back to Rosenberg is slow yet hopeful. Timidly, Sarah suggests rest. Their conversation reveals her bonds with adventurers, reminiscent of family. Chastened for his secrecy, Rudeus knows the group deserves gratitude, even though their reunion means retelling painful truths. At Rosenberg's gates, they meet with counter-rebels. Timothy extends a thanks as gratitude circles the party. Heroes in their silent acceptance, they reflect on costs of mission and survival. With Rudeus ensuring details align, Sarah invites him to rest. "Thank you for saving me." Her voice is edged with sincerity, an unpretentious conclusion to a series of inexpressible trials. Now, he can finally rest, thoughts of redemption and companionship cloaking him in quiet solace. Time passes with spring's arrival signaling renewed beginnings. Life resumes with steps echoing through quests and shared stories. Memories weave into familiar routines of life and loss, reconnecting parties and friendships once separate. Sarah's skill augments her swordplay but raises questions of familial ties and roots sparse and scattered. Rudeus listens, learning of Sarah's upbringing, the noble ties theorized, and adventure's toll, inevitable yet deeply personal. Talk fluctuates between raw memories and future ambitions, a rhythm to their lives that balances fear with humor. Bonds strengthen, and plans begin anew. It is not an end, but a pause, a chance to breathe before fate again calls them to action. Here, with the future spread like a tapestry before them, next steps await, promising more stories, more moments woven into the tapestry of their extraordinary lives. Rudeus finds himself in a situation filled with tension and ambiguity regarding his feelings and intentions towards Saya. Walking closely beside her on the streets, he grapples with a mixture of emotions, unsure if he should interpret Saya's friendly demeanor as a sign of potential romance. His own unassertive nature fuels his hesitance, and he mentally chides himself for being so particular about every little detail in his interactions with her. When they arrive at a famed shop known for its weaponry, the Adventurers Guild members are drawn to the store's glowing reputation. Inside, the array of weapons immediately captivates Rudeus, especially the high-quality short swords. However, he knows Saya doesn't possess the coin for such luxurious items, so they focus on more modestly priced selections. Saya tests two blades, one slightly curved and the other straight, each fitting well in her hands. Despite Rudeus's offer to help purchase both, Saya is determined to choose wisely, conscious of her debts. Rudeus insists, reflecting on his improved financial situation, thanks to his prudent lifestyle. Their day's shopping continues uneventfully, ending with a simple, affordable meal. As they discuss their shopping and the durability of their gear, Saya, surprisingly, expresses a desire to stay with Rudeus longer, enjoying a drink together. Her statement sends Rudeus's mind into a hopeful spiral regarding their relationship's potential growth. However, when they find themselves back at the inn, intimacy beckons, yet Rudeus is plagued by an unsettling realization: at the crucial moment, he is physically unresponsive. This unexpected impotence leaves him struggling internally, gripping at any logical analysis that might explain his predicament while weaving through confusion and embarrassment. Saya, misinterpreting his emotional turmoil for something unrelated, assures him of her gratitude for past help, unwarranted by any emotional obligation. Her departure leaves Rudeus hollow, questioning whether the day's events had all been driven not by mutual interest, but out of sheer sense of duty on her part. Rudeus's distress leads him to an inn's bar, where he drowns his worries in liquor. There, he encounters Soldat, who perceptively probes into his troubles. Rudeus's facade of composure crumbles under Soldat's scrutiny, prompting him to confess his turmoil and feelings of inadequacy. Soldat advises straightforwardly, encouraging Rudeus to loosen up, sharing his own insightful perspective. As they converse, Soldat, surprisingly tender amidst the brashness, steers Rudeus toward an unconventional opportunity for resolving tension by recommending a visit to a professional in the red light district. Initially apprehensive, Rudeus finds himself contemplating Soldat's suggestion. Despite modern societal norms clashing with the archaic setting, the conversation leads to a deeper reflection on his current situation and self-discovery. Together, they venture to Rosenberg's pleasure district, where Soldat seems at ease and knowledgeable. Nervous yet convinced, Rudeus follows, seeing this as a journey of resolution rather than indulgence. Throughout their walk, Soldat explains the societal norms and the establishment's discretion, offering insights that balance out Rudeus's trepidation. Once inside, the vibrant, opulent atmosphere momentarily unnerves Rudeus, but he regains composure and navigates through the process with Soldat's guidance. As he waits, uncertainty nags at Rudeus's mind. The deeper roots of his insecurities remain tangled with unanswered questions about desire, expectation, and vulnerability. Eventually, Rudeus is introduced to Elise, a woman whose presence is calming and professional. Despite initial awkwardness, Elise assists Rudeus in shedding some burden, not just through her company, but by creating a space for reflection and earnest conversation. It's a pivotal interaction for Rudeus, one that challenges him to face not just his physical fears, but the emotional barricades he's been erecting throughout his tumultuous journey of adolescence and love. With Elise's gentle presence grounding him, Rudeus gains a semblance of clarity amidst his confusion, knowing he has allies willing to help him navigate the maelstrom of his life. In a vibrant tavern, Rudeus finds himself conversing with adventurers as they relax from their day's exertions. Despite the warm, lively atmosphere, Rudeus is consumed by introspection. his mind wanders back to Elise's thoughtful words, "Adventurers are kind to us when we dress up like this," acknowledging the gratitude she holds for such kindness despite their circumstances. This nail salon-turned-drinking establishment is a different world, where beneath the facade of merriment lies a blend of vulnerability and mutual reliance on kindness. Rudeus sits nursing his drink, and Elise, ever attentive, stays by his side, subtly wrapping herself around him in her own gentle attempt at comfort. She inquires softly, "Can we start now?" Her words signal an unexpected, deeper connection. Rudeus hesitates, admitting, "I don't want to undress myself," trying to keep things unstated, lingering in the realm of unspoken affection rather than escalating further. As the night unfolds, Elise displays honesty and effort in understanding Rudeus's world. She confides her inability to satisfy his predicament, yet he reassures her, affirming, "You did your best." The words hold weight, reflecting Rudeus's gradual understanding of companionship beyond physical allure. The sincerity of the simple gesture bridges the void of isolation he has long endured. The narrative shifts subtly, exploring Elise's personal experiences, offering Rudeus insights into vulnerabilities often shrouded by superficial interaction. As they part for the night, Elise plants a gentle kiss on his cheek, a gesture of gratitude that lingers long after she's gone. Walking back through the dimly lit streets, Rudeus encounters Soldat and his group. Their camaraderie exemplifies another shade of adventurer life, one filled with banter and shared struggles. Soldat, rough around the edges yet inherently good-hearted, continues to banter about the allure and shortcomings of the pleasure district. Conversations turn toward unexpected matters, how adventurers often engage with those in the trade, and Soldat's respectful yet straightforward reflections on Elise's charm ignite curiosity in Rudeus. Yet, as they talk, Rudeus remains introspective, piecing together his mosaic of experiences and connections, pondering the nuances of sincerity, deception, and his understanding of human contact. As the night winds down, a surreal encounter shatters Rudeus's quest for equilibrium. A seemingly boisterous exchange with another party leads to a miscommunication, sparking a clash that leaves Rudeus at odds with others, including Sarah. A painful misunderstanding, inadvertently fueled by alcohol, ripples through them, leaving wounds that echo Rudeus's personal trials. Elise's kindness becomes a lingering memory, her engagement with Rudeus encapsulates moments of connection where words fell short but sincerity prevailed. Back in the quiet of his accommodation, amidst personal reflections, Rudeus is left to dissect these converging experiences of companionship, misinterpretation, and the elusive trust that underpins human relationships. He grapples with navigating sincerity amidst masks and bridged gaps, seeking to reconcile with his burgeoning feelings of gratitude and the intricately layered world he continues to unearth. Sarah's unseen perspective emerges, revealing an inner turmoil, evidence of a brewing battle between perceived betrayal and the seed of affection she harbored for Rudeus. As information trickles down to her from various fronts, Sarah is pushed deeper into self-reflection and reconciliation with her feelings. Torn between betrayal and attraction unacknowledged, her heartache takes center stage. Sarah wrestles with her anger and reflects on past experiences that shaped her impressions of adventurers. The narrative deftly intertwines her emotional journey, revealing her vulnerabilities and courage, reconsidering her relationship with Rudeus against the backdrop of shared trials. Despite the tumultuous turn of events, there's a glimmer of hope, Sarah's contemplations increasingly hinting at acknowledgement and longing for truth over deception. Suzanne stands as a beacon of rationale amidst the emotional storm, navigating friend and confidant roles. She offers comfort and insight, gently steering Sarah toward a possible reconciliation, advocating a broader understanding of the misunderstood narrative. The delicate weave of their sisterly camaraderie offers Sarah the bridge she desperately seeks to cross. Meanwhile, Rudeus, under Soldat's guidance, embarks on a journey that serves as both escapade and enlightenment. Soldat becomes an unexpected ally, offering encouragement laced with the unvarnished truth. Conversations reveal layers beneath his rough exterior, revealing an understanding of one's worth unmarred by the superficial echelons of societal compartments. Driven by an irrepressible quest for understanding, Rudeus throws himself into the rhythm of adventure, balancing lessons of sincere connections amidst a chaotic world defined by ever-shifting loyalties. His experiences with Soldat offer a renewed perspective, underpinning the importance of genuine bonds and self-acceptance. Soldat, for all his perceived abruptness, stands as a testament to the chisel of experience and empathy. Eventually, the narrative threads coalesce, Suzanne, Timothy, and Sarah reaching a tentative peace through mutual understanding and the wisdom gained from worn hearts. Timely revelations prompt Sarah to reconsider the fabric of her connections, highlighting intricacies previously masked by bias. The potential for new beginnings is an unspoken promise, the hurt transformed into learning and a forward path. As Rudeus navigates his own complex maelstrom of emotions, he acknowledges fleeting connections, reincarnating past echoes into present growth. Soldat's influence, inadvertently or otherwise, serves as a catalyst for rediscovery, a new chapter where strength meets vulnerability, and past whispers guide future melodies. In the epilogue, alongside Soldat, Rudeus ventures through realms textured with cultures and adventures reflecting his introspective journey. As past shadows wane, his resolve against a single-party alignment is reaffirmed, emerging stronger amidst frayed alliances and fledgling hopes. Rudeus finds solace not in the comforting arms of simple liaisons but in the layered bonds that weave a community, echoing back to Elise's unadulterated sincerity, each encounter revealing more of the world to him, reshaping his place within its kaleidoscope. In the sun's rising embrace, amidst the whispered stories and known unknowns, Rudeus resolves to find Zenith, unchained by temporal ties but bound by fate's quiet promises, a story untold, continuing to unfold. In the bustling city of Pippin, Elinali's dragon road steps confidently through the crowded streets. Her purpose is singular and direct, she must find Rudeus Greyrat and deliver the news he has been longing to hear: his mother has been found. Each stride she takes is filled with determination, her eyes scanning the faces around her as she navigates the lively chaos. Patience is key, she mutters to herself, her mind focused on the task at hand. Meanwhile, Soldat, the rugged and no-nonsense leader known for his reliability, comes to a halt. "We're here," he announces, indicating their arrival. With a commanding presence, he urges Elinalize to follow him. Soldat's tone is gruff, yet there is an underlying respect for the mission and its importance to Rudeus. The pair wins their way through a series of narrow alleys and bustling marketplaces. As they walk, Elinalize reflects on the journey that brought her here, the miles traveled and the people met. Each encounter added pieces to the puzzle, bringing her ever closer to this pivotal moment. Their destination looms ahead, a familiar haven for adventurers and vagabonds alike. The building is sturdy, its walls telling tales of camaraderie and adventure. As they step inside, the atmosphere shifts from the cacophony of the street to the warm buzz of conversation and laughter. Soldat pushes open the door, ushering Elinalize into the heart of Rudeus's world. Here, amidst the clinking of glasses and hearty exchanges between comrades, a sense of home envelops them. It's a place where bonds are forged, and stories are shared. Elinalize's eyes scan the room, searching for the young man she has yet to meet but knows so much about. Rudeus, with his sharp intellect and kind heart, has touched the lives of many. His journey from child to adept adventurer is a story well known, filled with trials and triumph. "Rudeus!" Soldat calls out, his voice carrying across the room. Heads turn in their direction, curiosity piqued by the urgency in Soldat's call. There's a ripple of recognition, and whispers ripple through the crowd. Rudeus emerges from a group, his eyes wide with surprise and excitement. "Is it really true? Did you find her?" His voice trembles slightly, hope and apprehension mingling as he approaches. Elinalize steps forward, her expression softening as she meets his gaze. "Yes, Rudeus. Your mother has been found." The room hushes, the weight of the moment grasping every heart present. Rudeus's eyes glisten, a mix of disbelief and overwhelming relief washing over him. Time seems to pause as the gravity of the news settles in. "Where is she? Is she safe?" Rudeus's questions spill forth, his longing for family palpable. "She's safe," Elinalize reassures him. "We'll take you to her." The promise hangs in the air, a bridge between past pain and future reunions. Rudeus nods, determination etched in his features. His journey has been long and arduous, but this beacon of hope lights the path forward. As Elinalize and Soldat stand beside him, ready to embark on this new chapter, a shared understanding forms. It is a moment not just for Rudeus but for everyone who believed in the journey and contributed to its fulfillment. Here, in the heart of Pippin, a promise set in motion by fate nears its culmination. The promise of family, of belonging, and of love reclaimed.